leg's not on fire.
Oh, yours?
No, my leg isn't even close to the heater. Hello, Michael Erickson. Hello, Stan Horn.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Stan.
Hello, Nicole Erickson.
Hi, Nicole.
Hello, Sloppy Stacks.
Hello, Sloppy.
And the deer stand right now.
Tell them where you are.
We're in the deer stand.
Where?
In northeast Missouri. And, we've seen about 3 deer, 4 deer.
3 this morning.
3 this morning. 1 was a button buck and 2 were does. Hello, Deadhead's Coins.
Got up at 5 a.m. Been in the stand since 5:30.
Sloppy Stack said went out elk hunting here a couple days ago. Nothing but rain and not a hair seen.
Well, at least you were getting to hunt. We've not seen anything big.
I think the 4 point's the biggest thing we've seen.
You can tell them the story of camp, though. The biggest story of the season here.
Oh, so
Yesterday we thought shot.
yeah, so one of he got a late start and is hunting just on the road from where we were, and just a big sized deer. We don't know exactly how big, but a monster walked out and he got it and dropped it. It was laying on the ground for about 30 minutes, and it kept poking his head up. Big treasure hog, and he walked over to it, and it jumped off and ran off. And they tried to track it for a couple hours yesterday, and lost the blood trail and everything. So missed out on a big deer. One of the buddies at the hunting camp.
Monster deer.
Maybe it'll wander over here. But where we are, we have the road right behind us. So anybody drives behind us, we know because the road's right behind us. The truck's all the way over there.
It's a 2-track driveway road in the middle of the forest.
Thank you, Sloppy Stacks. And then we have, this is my pond over here. We almost never see deer over there. But over here is Pa's pond, and we always see deer walk out from this corner down here. And then they always walk down from this corner down here, or all the way in the back. And the last deer we saw came from the back, walked down in, and then walked out that way. So, and it lurked around for a while. But last night was good though. We saw how many deer last night? 7 or 8.
6 or 7, yeah.
And there were 2 4-points that were kind of getting at it. And 1 4-point grunted right beside the stand at the bottom. We're kind of towards Pa's pond. So that was fun. And we had to stay a little late last night because of how many deer there were, and we didn't want to spook them. Hi, Rhett.
Hi, Ready Joe.
Oh, hi, Mom. It's Mom, not Rhett. She's on
Oh, hi, daughter.
I guess I should have known it was Rhett whenever they came in and said hi, Buddy and Pa. But Pa ended up having his car keys in his pocket, so he made the alarm go off on his car to scare all the deer off, so we didn't have to get out and spook them. Oh, Pa, by the way, did you hear last last night, whenever I was getting the stuff in the car, I accidentally set the car alarm off again.
I can hear it.
So we've just been pretty much in this since morning. And we were in this for, 9 hours yesterday, probably.
Probably.
So, pretty much been stuck in one spot.
Seen plenty of deer, just not a big one.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen a big one in the last 2 trips, so just hoping the right one walks out.
Hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday morning. It is just dead calm outside. There's not a breath of wind blowing. No noise at all. It is just perfectly still. The only noise is the heater at my feet that is keeping me warm.
Yeah, well, who doesn't have a heater?
Because I'm getting old and soft and cold.
It's like 55.
Gotta keep my blood thinned out.
And anytime you make any movement, this stand amplifies that.
Hopefully most of the noise stays inside.
Oh, I saw.
Oh, okay. You can give Sawyer the view out each window.
Okay, Saw, this is my window. I have a pond over there. This is the front window. Hello, Jason Oda. And then this is Pa's window, and he has a big pond right outside.
Most of the deer we've been seeing have been coming from over here. But I think they got tired of our company. Because they're not here right now. They may be taking a little nap. Who knows? Hudson thinks he hears something over there on his side by the pond. There's Daddy's.
Hi, Dad. Dad said we need the pond for the ducks. Oh, and we also have our back window. I've been hunting in it for 10 years. You've been hunting in it longer than that. But we have it on the front bin of a 600-acre property. And this is pretty much the doe bin, so it's always really good during rut. So we're always in the front part while everybody else is in the back. Hello, SkyQuest.
See if we can bring a deer in.
Thank you, Fleabag. I'm cold said I saw 2 bucks the other day. And then Christamina Domino said Bigfoot walk out.
I mean, if we get Bigfoot on camera, we can make big money.
Yeah. Hello, Isirk. Yeah, I know you're Sawyer.
Hi, Isirk.
Also another thing is we have I've been in the same chair since I was 4, and I've got to say it was a lot more comfortable whenever I was younger.
It's always been uncomfortable for me.
Found this thing in Pa's bag, and it's like a doe call on a said it called in this book, so.
You can do it a couple times outside. Doe and Esther skull. Net fee, it's only about $48.50. It's not bad at all. And there's not a breath of wind today. That's supposed to let the bucks know that the does are ready. Come in for business. I've never had it work before, but you never know. We got the rattling horns here, though. They worked a while ago.
Yeah, we had
A button buck.
and then we also saw a doe in that back corner. We just saw the tail of a doe run out. Oh, now Red's here.
But the heater is a must. Show them the heater again.
Well, and remember whenever the old heater broke like 3 years ago? We got this heater and it like saved us. Because it was like 20 outside whenever the old heater broke.
This one runs on propane tanks, little propane bottles. It works very nicely. The only problem is we got Hudson's hat on fire one year.
Oh, yeah. I still have it.
And
Red in the house though now.
my pants started smoking yesterday.
Yeah, his pants are made out of some weird fabric. And also, can you show the propane like freezing over?
It's not doing it yet.
Oh, well, as the day goes on, the propane starts to freeze over, and we're only getting about half every tank. It's freezing over. Hopefully someone walks out here while we're on stream. I do smell terrible because I had to go on a mission though, and I had to douse myself in Cinefresh afterwards.
Hud went and put out a little doe estrus for us, and he got it on him, so he's gonna have bucks chasing him through the woods later. Car.
Well,
Owner to get her breakfast.
hello, Fleabag, and he says yes. Heated deer blinds are a must.
For sure.
Hello, Big Salad. Paul, could you ever go back to like an open ladder stand?
Oh yeah, I prefer it actually because yeah, you can hear, but
What about in the 40-degree weather that makes you want this heater so bad?
well, the 10, 20 degree weather, this is a must. I think 40 and up, I get.
Well, yesterday was bad just because of the wind.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can show how much space we even have in here. It's like, what, a 6x4?
I think it's 5x5.
Oh,
5x4.
well, whenever I was little, and I was like 4 whenever I started, I'd play with my trucks and stuff on the floor.
Yep. And now Paul can take a nap and you can watch for deer.
Well, whenever I was 6, I could do that. 'Cause I did do that. Is that something? I'm just a pile of brush. How many acres is this pen that we're in? 50.
It's a fenced, low fenced area that they used to have donkeys in. The whole thing, and it's probably over 100 acres.
Oh. Fleabag said I always had great luck with grunt calls.
Yeah, we have had great luck in this stand and grunted in 3 or 4 nice bucks that we have harvested here. But the rut is way late this year, and they're just starting. So,
And we got all of today and then tomorrow morning left. Unless I can somehow convince that I should stay longer.
but the Chiefs play at 3:25 today.
Pan on fire, pants on fire, pants on fire. Left pant was smoking.
Oh, not good. Papa's pants are smoking. But I'm not cold.
Are there bigger deer blinds than this, or a 5x5 slide?
No, I think 6x6, I think, is about the biggest the box blinds like this come.
What about a 10x10? How spacious would that be?
Would that be? You could live in it.
Really?
100 square feet.
Oh, true.
If I did that, I'd put a bed in it, and you could wake me up if you saw a deer.
Or we sleep in it overnight instead of at Grandma's house.
I'd have to heat and air condition it. Put a kitchen in for you, because you're always hungry.
Jeff S. said one day those copper pennies can make a change to hunting if precious metals go sky high.
That's true. All those copper pennies, and if copper keeps going up, maybe can fund our next blind. That's the thing with deer hunting. It's hours of sitting enjoying nature, and then maybe 3 minutes of wild craziness. And you're lucky if you get to 3 minutes of wild craziness. Almost happened for us last night right at dark. But the 2 bucks that came in were both little 4 points.
One thing I noticed, pause last year, the leaves were off so I could see like the little metal building over there. I can't see it this year.
Yep. The weather's been so warm, not all the trees have dropped their leaves. We can't see half of what we can usually see. Well, thank you, Tyler.
Hello, Jim Thompson.
City folk, huh? Oh, Tyler. Oh, us hunters ought to be able to get along and agree. There's lots of ways to go deer hunting. You can go out and, depending on where you live, you might have to do a drive if they're in certain areas that they're not going to move. You have standards. There's areas where people use dogs to chase them. There's areas where people go out and spot and stalk. There's areas of heavy timber where people just go out and put up a stand and sit in their stand in the middle of the woods. That's what we usually do. We just happen to have 2 different box blinds on the 600 acres that if the weather's a little cool or you're introducing younger hunters where the movement won't bother the deer so bad, you can climb in a box blind and get the younger kids involved in the hobby. But there's no reason for name calling to say one's better than the other.
George Brunn said in the stand here in Kentucky had a doe walk out earlier, nothing else yet. Jim Thompson, we saw 15 deer maybe yesterday. Most of them we saw 2 or 3 times yesterday. And then just 2 4 points and a button buck.
There's a lot of places in the U.S.
Big salad, we hunt white-tailed deer.
It's legal to put a feeder out and have the feeders go off and have a high fence and hunt. It just depends what's legal in your area and what you feel good about. We hunt to enjoy the outdoors, see cool stuff.
Movement over here.
We've seen bobcats at times up here. We've seen coyotes.
Big South's the same in South Carolina.
Turkeys. White-tailed deer. It's a lot different than the elk hunting I have done in New Mexico.
Is elk hunting spot and stock?
Where you walk 50 miles a day.
Sounds fun.
A lot of younger then and a lot more walking then.
Jim Thompson asked what caliber are we using?
Hudson has a 243.
No, to Mary's, I don't think Pa's ever been to a moose hunting.
I've never been moose. I saw a moose in the wild when we were in Canada, but I've never been moose hunting. Big animal.
I've seen them in Colorado. There's one right outside our door.
Yeah, we did. Where you guys stayed, we saw moose. But we got 600 acres here, and there's been, I think, 7 or 8 different people hunted yesterday, so it's just not a safe area to go out and walk because there are a bunch of other hunters around.
Yeah, and I mean,
Later in the week, if we don't have a deer, we'll start doing some spot and stalking and walking around slowly in the timber looking for animals.
Jim Thompson Pa usually uses a 270 whenever he hunts, but
I've got them all. I bought my dad a 270
hi, Grammy.
for Christmas one year, and Dad passed away, so I hunt with his rifle when I hunt. I got a 30-06 and a 300 Weatherby mag and a 50 caliber, 45 caliber muzzle loader.
Jeff has said I had a chance to visit Colorado 2 times on a mountain trail in a rental car. I passed a 1,500-pound moose I pulled over while he passed close.
The moose are just amazing animals.
Yes, Joe,
So
we are
big.
hunting.
Hi, Grammy. How are you feeling this morning?
Grammy, we've seen 3 deer this morning. 1 button buck and 2 does.
Because of YouTube's policies, if one comes out, we'll have to exit real quick so we don't lose our channel. By the way, if you're here and you're new, we usually hunt coins, but we also love the hobby of hunting and fishing, so you'll occasionally playing video games at Dave & Buster's.
And baseball.
Playing baseball or going to baseball games, so you'll occasionally find us spending our spare time differently, and that's what we're doing this week. It's yesterday was opening day in Missouri, rifle season, gun season for white-tailed deer, and that's where we are in northeast Missouri.
I wonder if anybody else said any luck this morning.
We've heard a few shots in the distance, but I have nothing close enough to be our group.
Well, I guess the one that we heard yesterday, I mean, the person that shot yesterday was probably, what, 1.5 miles from us?
No, not that far. 3/4 of a mile.
I mean, you could walk to pretty much where that was.
One of the
Hell, spray can coins.
originals yesterday, she got a nice buck and was sitting there. It just collapsed after he took a pop at it, and it then acted like it was trying to get up. So he decided to do
Donnie Porter said I
stand
live
up.
in Kansas. Or I live, what's KS? Is that Kansas?
Kansas, yeah.
And this year's unbelievable and seeing huge bucks.
Cool. Hudson's baseball coach, former player in my AAA, he usually hunts in Kansas. He has a channel called Big League Bucks, and he didn't draw a tag this year, but what's the guy's name?
James McCann.
James McCann of the Baltimore Orioles, if John Jacobs is here. We did a clinic Friday night that Rhett went to, and then James McCann and Hudson's hitting coach were going up to film a deer hunt in Kansas. today. So hopefully they're having some luck.
So anyway, with your story.
Oh, so he took 5 steps towards a deer. He's about 100 yards away. And the deer all of a sudden had been laying there for like 10 minutes. Recovered, hopped up and ran away. And it was a huge buck. And they tried to track it, and looks like he made a not so good a shot on it. Speaking of shots, somebody just shot a few miles from here.
Grammy said Benji's very interested in the voices coming from my phone.
Benji.
Hi, Benji.
You could be here and be our deer dog.
Jim Thompson said, how far are you sighted in for yards?
Hudson's sighted in dead on at 100 yards. So it's also dead on at 25 yards. But
well, the last
rifle is capable of a lot more.
The last 2 shots I've had to make have been, what, probably 110 and 150?
Yeah, if you show them with all the, it's very thick woods here. This is some of the more sparse woods we ever hunt. And they had a guy coming out cutting trees for him, and he got into our hunting area here last year, and he clear cut a lot of it. So we're not as thick as we used to be, but it's very hard to have a shot over 100 yards here.
Donnie Porter asked if you ever hunted mule deer.
I have. I harvested a mule deer out in Wyoming. Went hunting one time and really enjoyed it. But that's the only time I've gone mule deer hunting. We were mule deer and antelope hunting that year. Went antelope hunting with a bow one year in Nebraska. And my buddy got one, I didn't. Got elk hunting several years in New Mexico. And out there, in that case, my rifle was sighted in for 250 yards. And then the elk I harvested was about 340.
Jeez, so do you hunt in, like, open area or mountain areas?
On top of
I've seen some of the videos of your guys' elk hunting.
top of a mountain cliff on the ledge overlooking a big valley. And I moved each day as I saw movement of elk and stuff. And we got there late that morning.
Jim Thompson asked when his muzzle loader. January, right?
Later, and they actually have a whole other season for muzzleloader. I think it's usually over Thanksgiving or Christmas in Missouri, but I heard they moved it later this year, and I think it's between Christmas and New Year's, but I'm not positive. You don't get, you can only harvest 1 deer by a firearm in Missouri, 1 buck, and 2 by bow. So what do you do with a muzzleloader or a rifle? If we get one with a rifle, your tag's full. You don't get to get one with a muzzleloader as well.
Oh, I thought it used to be you could do muzzleloader and rifle.
Some states they do, but not Missouri.
You have a muzzleloader.
Yes, that's what I just said. A 45 caliber muzzleloader.
Does that like tear up your shoulder?
If you put 3 pellets in of grain, it is my hardest shooting weapon. Yes.
Like harder than a shotgun?
Yes. Well, it's like my 3.5 inch 12 gauge shotgun kicks about the same.
Oh. Donnie Porter said, I just thought about eating elk backstrap when you said that.
Oh, darn, that sounds so amazing. You know, we got that elk, I got that elk that year, and that elk meat was so good, so tender, and just a great taste.
Good morning, Jason likes Pam.
And now I got bit by a Lone Star tick, so I've got alpha gal and I can't eat red meat anymore. And the backstrap of a deer, or especially an elk.
Jim Thompson asks if you have nuisance tags there. Some places in Virginia have them.
They do.
What are nuisance tags?
If you've got deer that are eating your garden or eating a lot of your crops or something, the area we're hunting in, though, had chronic wasting disease discovered in a few deer several years ago. So they have increased. Well, they used to be, you had to shoot an 8-point deer minimum, and they took that
Hello, food bar said elk and moose meat are hard to beat.
I've never had moose meat. They have, you can get as many doe tags as you want for like $5 a piece and shoot as many does as you want because they're trying to reduce the population to control CWD. Although it hasn't spread in this county. But if we get a deer, we have to take it and have it checked.
Harris said, be careful, they might hear you.
The deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. Hopefully not.
Jeff S. said may not hurt to store the blood samples of any animals that are taken this year.
Yeah, they're doing, I think what they do here is they take one of the glands out of the deer's neck is what they took out of mine last time.
Grammy says elk is delicious.
Elk is delicious for sure. They take a lymph node out of the deer's neck in a certain area, and that's how they've been testing them in Missouri, and they may have changed it now. But you have to take the head neck area of any deer at least, if not the whole deer, out to the fairgrounds here, and they're set up. They'll pull it out and test it and send you the results.
Jim Thompson said, I know about alpha gal too, Pa. I miss having meat like that, but thank heavens for turkey.
Oh yeah, for sure. Grammy just got diagnosed with alpha gal recently as well, so Dad got Lone Star ticks, and she's a healthcare provider, and she has diagnosed dozens of people with alpha gal in our area, different levels of sickness.
Jeff S. said, remember to prepare your hunting clothes. I'm a cigarette smoker, so I never had a chance. Me and Bob both doused each other in the scent of fresh things, so.
Yeah, we've got scent-free stuff. I used to use the scent-free bag, and I wash all our deer clothes in the special laundry detergent, so they're scent-free. And I actually got a couple of those, what are they, air ozone deals that I use when I bow hunt that kill your scent. And the most fun thing to do, well, I love taking my grandsons hunting, but climbing in a tree somewhere with a bow.
And listening to the forest come alive.
Yeah, first thing in the morning when the forest comes to life and gets light, that's just about as good as it gets for me.
How early does bow season usually start?
1st of September or 15th of September, depending on Arkansas or Missouri.
Jeez. Jeff S. said I would keep outfit in a prep bag.
Keep his what?
His outfit in a prep bag.
Yeah. I did stuff like that too until I finally broke down and paid the whatever to buy the scent-free double zipper bag.
Jim Thompson said Grammy's already here. You've got alpha gal EpiPens for everybody, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. She's also gluten-free, so she's running out of things to eat.
I think that's worse than gluten and dairy-free. Because alpha gal you can buy or something.
There are crunchy leaves everywhere, so most of the time, some of the time we'll hear the deer before we see it. I've got the noise coming from below the pond over here. And that's where a lot of the deer have been coming in this year. But we're at, what time are we? Well, I'm sure
It's 8:47. Grammy said thankfully no anaphylaxis for us so far.
That's good. We're between the good morning hours and then during the rut like it is now, around midday you'll see deer moving again, so I'm not really expecting to see anything again until around noon, but you never know.
I'm starting to get hungry.
You've got a bag. Hudson's got like 15 pounds of beef jerky. Stand.
From Bucky's.
So I think you got plenty to eat, buddy.
Do you pull the lower jaws there, Paul? I remember hunters in Virginia having to do that, but I don't know if they still do. Jim Thompson asked.
If you want to age the deer correctly, you would pull the lower jaw. We went through a time at the land we were trying to age the deer and shoot older deer and stuff, and I bought a wooden plaque that has the lower jaw of all the different aged deer we could compare it to, but we have stopped doing that and gotten to where we can pretty much age them from the body type.
Grammy said you're always hungry.
Hudson is always hungry, it's true.
Donnie Porter said this year in Kansas, so many deer getting hit by cars and trucks. Just the other day, 2 people passed away.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I hit 2 deer last year, the first I'd ever hit in my life. On the way up here from Arkansas on Highway 49, we saw tens of dead deer.
From Kansas City to here, not counting even before that, too.
Yeah, I mean, with 20, 30, 40 dead deer, but on the interstate that had been hit and ruined lots of people's days. Hopefully it didn't hurt anyone. But, yeah, lots of deer. That's why you gotta help control the population through hunting where you can.
So are you like,
They get diseases.
are you retired yet? Or you're just like a teacher now?
From hunting.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I can't eat the meat anymore. I love to hunt. But if I buy a tag in Missouri, it's about $300 for me to deer hunt up here.
And mine are like, what, $10?
If Hudson, being a youth hunter, buys a deer tag, I buy him one instead since he got his hunter safety certificate and he can legally harvest the deer the last 4 years.
Thank you, Jay Sharp.
Hudson's deer tag is $13. So if Hudson can harvest the same buck I'm going to harvest for $13 versus me harvesting one for $300,
Then that's a yes.
we'll go with the $13 deer.
Well, whenever I get older and it costs like as much as yours does, can you pay for me?
No, I think that'll be up to you to get a way to earn some money to pay for your own. But I don't know if Red's still watching, but Red is going to take his hunter safety test so that he can start hunting with us too. And their daddy used to come up here and hunt with me, but he's got 4 kids now and a big time job at Walmart.
Jeff S says the adult should also get that Jeep of Jag tags. That's crazy.
What's that?
Jeff S said the adult should also get that Jeep of tags.
Yeah, the in-state people Jeff do in Missouri, they're $13.50. But Missouri got mad because they used to have a low price on their out-of-state tag. But Kansas and Iowa were charging ridiculous fees to Missouri residents to hunt there. So Missouri decided to do the same thing. And it's just constantly gone up. But I've been out of state for Missouri since 1985, I think. So I've been paying the out-of-state tag, and only the last 3 or 4 years has Hudson I bought his instead.
Okay, so anyways, about my dad.
Well, and then if you bow hunt, it costs me another $200 or $300 for my bow tag.
Really?
And then if you get one, it's going to cost a couple $100 to process it.
And if you
And
want,
if it's big enough to hang on the wall, it's going to be $500, $600. So it can become an expensive hobby.
Guerrero Loco, so the deer don't hear us. I know they're not around right now, but we're trying to whisper so we're not hearing. They can't hear us.
We got a little bit of wind blowing in our face, so our sound isn't going down into the woods.
Okay, so anyways, about my dad.
He used to come up here and hunt with me, and he's killed the deer up here as well.
Did he get his first deer up here?
Got his first and second. I think he's got 2 up here. A buck and a doe. excitement going on, as you can see. There's always the anticipation. Tell you what we'll do. We'll hit the rattling horns and see if we can bring anything in with the rattling horns. And then we'll probably cut off this live stream. Let y'all get back to your Sunday, your pancake breakfast, and your trip to church, and an afternoon of football.
See you, Jim Thompson. I'm time to head out.
Now there's times when you'll do that, and we'll have a buck just come running in like crazy, looking to fight somebody, protect his territory. And we have had deer come in today after rattling, but no big bucks, just a button buck.
See something bigger than a 4-point.
But the area we hunt borders the state park, Thousand Hills State Park, which is thousands of acres that you can't hunt. So it's a really good area to hunt.